Welcome back to Four Faces. Today we're going to talk about the multiple faces of Dr. Dre. Right? Are we going to talk about the Dr. Dre who made hot beats for people like Mary J. Blige, Snoop Dogg, Death Row? Or should we talk about the Dr. Dre who, made a lucrative deal with Beats? He invested in that. And he came out with, over $1 billion in the sales. However, I wish people stop saying this. He didn't make $1 billion. He made 25% of that $3 billion, right? So, but nonetheless, he became rich off that. Or should we talk about the Dr. Dre who abused his ex-previous girlfriend, Michelle Lee? The singer, the female singer. He kind of admitted to it too. Or should we talk about the Dr. Dre who cheated on his wife, who was married to him for over 25 years, who, by the way, came off with like over $100 million with a way to get a divorce? Or should we talk about the Dr. Dre who have multiple kids from different women, and basically some of them don't really like him as much. He's got one daughter that's over 38 years old, and she's complaining that basically her dad doesn't do nothing for him. She's in a situation where she's working, doing Uber and all that, and I guess it would sting, especially knowing that your dad is worth over $700 million. However, what I want to talk about the face of Dr. Dre that invested money in USC, Ivory and Young Academy. Now, this is a college, I should say university, college, that's located in California. Now, the purpose of this college was to introduce students and give them a chance, the potential, the understanding, the learning of new technology and science. It was supposed to be the best that anyone has ever seen. They do not live up to their expectations. They do not. This school, this university, this college, this quote-unquote academy, nice titles, very fancy, by the way. However, the truth of the matter is that they have no more technology than your nearest high school. I'm just being honest. Go take a look. I've been there. Go take a look. You see for yourself. It's like little trinkets. They got a CNC machine over here. They got a drill press over here. They got a room for, animation over here. I'm like, what type of nonsense is this? If you're going to be a school, if your claim to fame is a school of technology, innovation, if that's what you're claiming, then you have to have the tools to produce that claim. They don't have that. They do not have the tools to produce that claim. You're supposed to have a school, university, academy, and don't get me wrong, they got some things. They got a couple of 3D printers and stuff like that, which is cute. I got 4 of them. Okay, that don't make you a university. That don't make you an academy, right? That doesn't do it. Animation, I got a suit too. I got an animation suit too. But that don't make me a university. That don't make me an academy, right? It takes a lot more things than that. It takes resources, right, beyond the average. For example, what I mean by that? Well, think about it. Cars, mostly all cars going to be made today and in the future is going to have what incorporated? They're going to have AI incorporated into their systems one way or another. Matter of fact, AI, artificial intelligence, by the way, is the thing of the future. There is no change in that. If you go to China, guess what? They use AI all the time. Ask anybody from China. Ask them all the time. Yeah, they got it. Yeah, he's right. They got face recognition. They can tell you when you're frowning. I got that. So I guess I'm a university too. I must be. This is crazy. Like, where's that technology at? They have to have places, I should say, the way the school should be situated. Matter of fact, give me a call. Talk to me. I'll help you out a little bit. The way it should be situated is that there should be dedicated portions or places or locations within the school, or they might need another building. Matter of fact, you ask me, they need a couple of buildings. If you really want to be about that, let's be honest, it's going to be expensive. Don't get me wrong, but guess what? Each one of them, as an individual, supposedly is worth close to $1 billion each. Yeah, That's the number. That's their net worth. Close to $1 billion each. Now, I'm not saying give up all your wealth. Yeah, no, nobody's saying that. But if this is your passion, if this is what you really want to do, then you should put your passion behind it, right? Which means it's going to cost a little bit of money. But guess what? You would never go broke. But you can't give a broke school look, a broke school attitude, a broke school facility that looks like it's at a high school level. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. You want a true university. You want a true academy. You want when you give those titles, it's got to mean something. It can't mean high school. It got to mean university to the T. So let me give you an example. What you should be incorporating to that school, since AI and technology, all that, you need an automotive place in there too. Why? Because guess what? Innovation design goes into cars more frequently than probably anything else in the world, right? There's designs in the car seat, the designs in the cushion wheel, right? The panels. You get my point. Then there's a technology side when it comes to cars, isn't there? Of course there is. There's the controls of using AI, like Tesla. They use it all the time, right? Isn't that part of technology? Isn't that part of innovation? Of course it is. Absolutely. And then if you really want to get more in depth, you really want to stand out, why don't you bring some, I'm not saying bring a whole jet to the school, but you could bring some parts in there and bring some people with the real knowledge and education that can actually teach that. And maybe you can have students actually design various forms of jets, of engines, I should say, more technical, right? Why not? Design new car parts. How about that one? Have a dedication for that, right? You are worth you got the money. You guys are, like I said before, guys together worth almost $1 billion. You got to make the place look like that. I ain't saying spend billions and billions, but, come on now, right? It doesn't make sense to me. And let me tell you, I've been there. Go take a look for yourself. You'll see what I'm talking about. You'll say, oh, dang, he's got a good point here, right? You should have places dedicated just for that. You should have a shop, a car shop, auto shop, where you design in parts and car parts and really have students do true innovation, new engine parts, new, exhaust systems. That's innovation. Have kids, students, I should say, coming in there designing new types of jets, maybe. Coming in with a jet there. Have a great instructor who's going to teach them how engines are designed, and then have the students sit. Since you got the CNC machine, might as well use it for something really, right? Right? And have them design and manufacture parts. Have them manufacture parts. How about that? Have them design medical equipment. Yes. That's part of innovation. That's part of technology, and it's part of science. Have on that. So you should have your school situated for all those important fields that changing the world today. Medical, auto, of course there's design, there's clothing designs, yes, there's stuff like that, shoes, things like that, of course, absolutely. Right? Why not? Robotics, how about that one? That's a huge thing now. Huge things, robotics. They use it for so many things. They're using it now for what? Integrating to military. Yes. They use it in nuclear power plants, right? When they had the disaster in Japan. That's true innovation. That's a school, that's a university, an academy that everybody in the world will respect. MIT type of technology going on in there. Matter of fact, you could be better than MIT. Your goal should be to be better than MIT. That should be your goal. If you ain't better than MIT or some of these other great institutions of technology, then you just another school. Get rid of the university, get rid of the academy, and call yourself a school. That's what I see. Now, with that being said, the last thing I'm going to talk about is the financing. Because, money obviously means something to go to school. Now, this USC, Ivan and Young Academy. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing the name wrong. The scholarships are a joke. They literally got a guy with a picture who's got an award for $5,000. I like everybody out there. put a comment below and tell me what $5,000 can do for you if you're in college. Like the guy was celebrating, like, "Hey, I made it." $5,000 do nothing for you. When I was in school, college, I was spending maybe $200, $300 for one book, easily. One book, $300. That was it. One book, $300. I remember buying a medical book that cost me over $350. Yeah, $1 will go by pretty quick, and it'll be used just for books and stuff like that. Lab, right? How much lab equipment costs? Oh, forget about it. It's expensive. I ain't gotta tell you that. You know that. So this little scholarship thing sounds cheesy. And there's one more thing I want to say before I go. Because, I think the fact that Dr. Dre comes from an environment that's a harsh environment, hard environment with gangs and things of that nature. You come from home, he's seen homes, even if he haven't lived it personally, but he know individuals that come from rough, tough environments. Maybe abusive relationships, maybe they lived in homes where the mother ain't there, the father, maybe their family member got killed. I would think that you would give a bigger scholarship, money to the point where you could almost go there for free, right? And I do every single student, but there are those. I hope that you would think about that they can go there free. And I just want to say, I know I keep saying one thing, but this is my last thing I want to say. I went to his site. Go to Dr. Dre's site. Go there. And it always, something you gotta remember. The passion of a person is always told in the stories in which they tell. You may say, what am I talking about? Well, if you go to his website, there's nothing there. DrDre.com, I believe it is. If you go there, there's nothing there that even reflects any notion of the school. Nothing at all. Go take a look. I didn't see nothing. Maybe I missed something. But I tell you now, I didn't see nothing. Have you ever seen him coming out on tours? He's tours or any other things that he done talking about. Oh yeah, why don't you go to my school, USC? Irony. Come take a look at our academy. It's blowing up. It's big. You don't do it. Which means that to me, it says he don't even have a passion for this. It's like a pet project for him. That's why I see it as maybe a tax write-off. What's in business? We love looking for tax write-offs. So maybe that's what it is. I really don't know. But I will tell you this. At the end of the day, you know what? If he really wanted, because it's not just him, if him and his partner, Dr. Dre and his partner, really wanted to do something with this school, they can do it. They have the means to do it, which means they have the capital to do it. But they're not doing that. Like I said, go there and take a look. It's like trinkets all around. There's a little drill press here, a little, coffee shop here, a little chair. I mean, it's crazy. Like Play-Doh here, and like, a little play kit here for kids to play. I'm like, what is this? That's not how you show your love for something that you really want to do. And that's for a lot of stars and stuff. I don't want to just make it look like just for him. There's a lot of stars and movie stars and, people with money. I don't just say movie stars, but people in the world who have a lot of money, and they don't put their whole heart into something. They just put a little knick-knack in there and say, look what I did. I did this. That's not how you do it. If you really want to do something, you really feel passionate about love for it, because you're really out there to really inspire and make people better, then you know what? You put your heart and your soul behind it, and you get it done until it's right. This is Four Faces. You know what? We'll talk.